So I wanted to just talk to you guys a little about my miscarriage that I had right before I got pregnant now. So it's a little I just wanted to open up about the type of miscarriage that I had, because I never heard of it prior. So I just wanted to educate or tell you guys a little about it if you never heard of it. So when I first got pregnant the first time, I'm gonna go on my phone and look at the Flow app and stuff. It was back in November. I had my period November 25th and through the 28th, I believe. So technically the 29th would be my first day of pregnancy. Oh my god, no, I'm like completely wrong. That is my pregnancy now. Okay, never mind. Sorry guys. Okay. So the first time was in September 2022. I had a period on the 3rd all the way to the 8th. My first day of my period then was October 4th. I had absolutely no idea. Like, I had no idea that I was pregnant. I didn't think anything until right after Halloween, because I was waking up like nauseous in the morning and with a headache for like a week straight, and I didn't think anything until I told my sister-in-law. At that point I was like so like didn't even think pregnancy was in my head, because we were trying for so long, about a year and a half. I didn't even show you guys. I found a couple more videos of me recording myself taking a pregnancy test, but at that point I had stopped for a while because I was putting too much stress on it, and I realized that when you take a step back and you don't try, that's when it happens. Although it seems like forever, that's how it happened, because I kind of just stopped checking for ovulation, pregnancy tests, all that. I did take a pregnancy test, let's see, November, what day was it? My first one was November 2nd. And you can kind of see the line right there. And I was like, I didn't even think anything. Like, I was like, I've had a line like that before. I took another one on the 3rd. And I told my sister-in-law, and she was like, "You're pregnant." I was like, still like, no, like, I was such in denial. I don't know why. So I went to Walmart and got like pregnancy, like Clear Blue and all that. And I was on FaceTime with her. We cried. It was a special moment because I was there with her when she found out she was pregnant with my first niece. There's a faint line right there too. I don't know if you can see it too good, but so I surprised my boyfriend. I called the facility. So going back, when we were struggling, I wanted to go see a fertility doctor because I was concerned. So when we went, they took like his samples, and then they like checked me. They asked about my period, which was good. I was already tracking my periods, which I never did that because I was on birth control for like 10 plus years. So when I got off of it, I knew a couple months, few months. Some people get pregnant right away, but I was like, okay, let's give it a few months. But after a year, I was like, let's just go check to see if everything's okay. So they checked him, they checked me, and they went off of my period, which I was having like not normal periods. I was having periods a couple times a month, like it was just everywhere. And so from there, she diagnosed me with PCOS, which made sense. And she did confirm that I had a lot more, are they called cysts? I think cysts. Like I had a lot more than a normal person, and that also led to PCOS. So when we went, I had called them because they were like our comfort, like that was who I knew. So because they were gonna get put us on, I was gonna have like a hysteroscopy. Don't quote me if I'm saying the wrong thing. They were gonna go in there and check to see if anything's blocked, all that, like that way, like they can get us started on getting pregnant. But before we did that, we got pregnant naturally, and also it was pricey, so we weren't really able to do that at that moment. So whenever I found out that I was pregnant, I called them. They had me do blood tests right away. The blood tests were not like good for the amount of weeks that I was when I found out. I was already like 5 weeks, 4 to 5 weeks. So my progesterone, my HCG, is it HCG? Yeah, my HCG and estro something, like they were all supposed to be at a specific number at how many weeks you are, and they were not good. So she was concerned. So at like the 6 week mark or 7, she had us go in, and they did an ultrasound. Oh, before that, I asked her about getting on progesterone tablets. She prescribed it to me, and I started those twice a day, morning and night, vaginal suppository tablets. So that still didn't help. I was getting blood tests like every few days. I didn't have a good feeling off the bat. I don't know why, which is crazy because I feel like moms have like a good instinct. I didn't have a good feeling. I was very nervous because of the blood test that I was doing, and the numbers that I was getting. It wasn't going up after the progesterone. So once we got our first ultrasound, she saw that there was a gestational sac, and I don't even think there was even a yolk sac. But typically, they're at 6 to 7 weeks. There should be already an embryo, but sometimes it does take people longer, like 8 to 9 weeks, I believe, from all the research I was doing. Don't quote me. But somewhere along those lines. But there was no embryo. There was none. It was just the gestational sac, and it wasn't even the yolk sac, I believe. So she told me that it could be a blighted ovum. And what that is it's just you just get the gestational sac and the yolk sac, but a baby never appears, like a embryo never appears. So you take pregnancy tests, and it almost tricks your body. You're getting prepared for the baby, but the baby doesn't appear. So this is what it was. It was just like the little gestational sac, but no baby appeared. So she told me to go back again in a few days, because in a few days, like, the gestational sac should grow at least. Like, it should grow, you know. And no, we went back and it didn't grow. So she said that it was a blighted ovum, and that if I didn't miscarry by a certain day of the week, that they would have to prescribe me medication to like make myself miscarry, I guess. So I stopped the progesterone, I hope I'm saying it right, tablets, and I did miscarry right away. I miscarried at like 3 in the morning, and it was pretty painful. It wasn't excruciating or like I had to go to the hospital, thank God, like some women, but it did. I was like, you know, I had to for about 3 hours, and then it got a little better. But I'm okay now talking about it, but for that week when I found out, I was so devastated and heartbroken. It was rough. It was rough. I think when you really want to have a baby, it makes it that much worse. I can't imagine women that have a baby, an embryo, and go through a miscarriage like that, or, you know, I don't want to think about the other bad things, but I can imagine. But if you had the same thing happen, or either way, it's still a miscarriage, and I feel you, and I am with you with how hard it can be. Yeah, it was tough. It was tough for like a week, but with the support of my boyfriend and my family, I had hope. So I just kept praying, and so I was like on a binge watching YouTube and all that. So I had read that when women miscarriage, they have a higher chance to get pregnant right away. So I called my doctor, and I'm like, when can we start again? I know that sounds so bad, but when can we like start trying again? And am I gonna ovulate from, you know, when you miscarriage, you're bleeding, is that considered a period to your body, and then you ovulate, right? That's what I was thinking. And she's like, you're not gonna ovulate, but like after that first period, you can start right away. And I was like, okay. Well, after that first, like after I stopped bleeding, I was testing myself every day with ovulation tests. So on that last clip of the last video, when I tested myself, that was from the miscarriage. The ovulation that was positive, that was just weeks later. I have it on my pre-mom app. Started ovulating, I got a positive ovulation December 15th, and December 26th is when I got my first positive. I guess, would you say that I got pregnant on ovulation day, that day? I don't know, but it was just in a like week span. Like it felt so fast. So yeah, it was pretty crazy how it happened. I'm gonna also insert a clip of all the pregnancy tests that I have in total. I was a freak about it. I have pregnancy tests from the last one, and then this pregnancy I was a little more crazy just because of how soon that was, if that makes sense. These are all of the Pregnancy test that I was taking. I'm sad because this one doesn't say pregnant no more. I have all the little ones in there. Yeah. I didn't want to cry. I feel like I've let it all out already. So I hope you guys don't think I'm so like cold or weird. I will see you guys on the next video. Please like and subscribe. It's good. This channel is going to be a mixture of everything. It's going to be pregnancy journey, get readies with me, hauls, vlogs, just everything. But yeah, I hope you guys can relate, you know. I hope you guys have a blessed day.